yeah. Oh, we gon' put your business on display. Yeah. Oh, we gon' put your business on display. I got winners on the way. You know you can't knock the hustle. And if you gotta get in place, then we gon' put your business on display. Grab a seat with Neesha for a minute. And if you got the goods, we can talk about your business. She know what it's like to make a move independently. And I don't fake us like that. We've been trusting God like that. Yeah. Oh, we gon' put your business on display.
Happy Wednesday, everybody. Happy Wednesday. We are here with Neesha's Network again every Wednesday at 12 noon Central Standard Time. And we are here. Yes, we're a couple minutes late, but that's okay. We are right on time as we are always sharing with you someone that we think you should know. And I'm super excited about my guest today. I'm going to bring her right on. She is a phenomenal woman. She is a businesswoman. She is the Bottomline queen, and I am super excited for her to share with us today her story and a little bit about her history. Before I bring her on, I just wanted to say that we talk about relationships being God's idea and how He'll have us to meet people all over the world. And so I am triple excited today to introduce to you everybody, Neesha's Network, Tina D. Lewis, the Bottomline queen. Woo! Hey, Tina. Exactly. I want to say that when I met Tina, I met her on Clubhouse. Everybody's been hearing me talk about Clubhouse, but I met her on Clubhouse, and I was hosting a room about your network being your net worth. And Tina came in there, and she didn't know me from Adam, but she came in there like the boss she is. And she came in and she ran that room, shared her story, and got everybody super excited about knowing your net worth. And it was so amazing. And I have been she's a gift. I've been in several rooms with her. I was able to participate in one of the women's summit that she hosted.
First ever women on Clubhouse.
It was amazing. But before we get started with all the 1,000 questions I want to ask you, I want you to just introduce yourself. Tell us where you live and a little bit about your background and your official title of your business and what is the name of your business.
Oh, awesome. Good afternoon, good morning, wherever you may be coming from. Before I say anything about little old me, I must give homage to Neesha. You guys, listen, if you want, you guys probably already know her, right? But before I start, I am sharing this on my Facebook. I'm asking you guys to share this because there's so many people that need to hear the collaboration of not minded, but like-hearted women. And so, Neesha, I'm just honored to simply be here. So I'm sharing it. I want everyone else to do exactly the same. But I wanted to share a little bit about me. You guys, listen, I am your average girl. Like, I am that girl who believed she could, so she did. That's literally me. I was born and raised in Los Angeles, California, the city of angels. At a very young age, my mom was in a car accident. I was in the 5th grade, severe, near fatal car accident, and praise God that she's still here. But she was in a car accident, so our lifestyle began to spiral downward. I mean, we moved from a great area to a bad area where I actually lived in the projects. I got pregnant at 18, had my daughter when I was 19. And so listen, I had to do some creative financing fast because I was not going to subscribe to poverty or lack. It was not in my DNA, and it's not in yours either. And so I just began to do whatever it took. I literally did whatever it took. I caught 3 buses to college. I was on welfare. I did whatever it took to make sure that not just that I was making ends meet for now, but literally the long haul. You guys, I want you to write your vision and make it plain. I want you to stay so laser focused on your goal that you're not even worried about what's happening now, because you know that the best is yet to come. I had to be creative. I did creative financing, that I became a master and expert at it. And I've made my first 6 figures in 45 days. And I just began to do it over and over and over again, so much so that I started to do it for other people, for women entrepreneurs, for small businesses. and I founded the Six-Figure Incubator. So if you're looking to build your business, your brand, your network, your product, or your service to a six-figure income, you have to partner with the Six-Figure Incubator, and we are guaranteed to do that within little as 98 days or 18 months. So that is the bottom line. And so I'm just honored. I'm honored to be here. I got on Clubhouse in December, and I said, you know what, something's missing. We can't do live events. So why not take this platform, this phenomenon, and maximize it? That's what it's all about. It's the bottom line. And I founded the first ever Women's Day Summit on Clubhouse. I had none other than Les Brown, NBA players, NFL players, people who've done some amazing work abroad, and I learned a lot of those things. I shared the things that I learned from being on Necker Island with Sir Richard Branson and Business Chicks. I shared the things that I learned from Donald Trump on being on stage with him and a plethora of other people, you guys. If you can get anything from We Work Wednesdays, is that we do the work because we want the results. And it's also people over profit. And with that said, I applaud you for doing exactly that, Neesha, for putting people over profit. So with that said, this is Tina D, the Bottom Line Queen, and back over to you, Neesha.
Thank you so much, Tina. Now, see you guys how she get fired us up. She didn't just start with some mellow introduction. Tina went right in to make sure that your dreams are going to come true.
Absolutely.
And that was the fireball, the firecracker that she was in the room when I met her that day. And so I was just so inspired by your story of your perseverance and how you didn't allow life to just make you take the back seat, but you pushed forward. And so I wanted to really just start off with tell us a little bit more. I want you to slow down just a little bit, just to give us a little bit more history of what made your passion, what grew your passion to say, you know what, I'm going to do something, not just because you didn't want to see the poverty mentality, but what was the driving force that caused you to say, you know what, I'm going to do something big. And how did that start?
Okay. I mean, that's a great question. And I thank you for taking me retrospectively. When I look at what happened, just you guys, for me, I believe exactly what God says. I just do. Like, I can't be the head and not the tail, above and not beneath, the lender if I don't have anything to lend and not the borrower. So I was raised in church. And even though I hated going, I was drugged, I had to go.
We're all,
But I can tell you those seeds that were planted, they bear fruit. And then I was studious. I loved looking at other things. And I saw people in certain neighborhoods, not going and being absent for their children from 9 to 5. They were jogging down the street with strollers, pushing their kids while my parents were off, working, and we were latchkey kids, come home and just stay there until our parents got there. And so, you guys, I just want to be very clear. I'm not saying that it's easy. I'm not saying that I just landed here, in the penthouse overlooking the water. I'm not saying that at all. What I am saying, you guys, is that no matter what life throws at you, when I say my mom was in a near fatal car accident, she was in the hospital for 3 months. So while other children were spending time eating turkey and dressing and all the festivities and the desserts with their family for Thanksgiving, my mom was absent, and she would not allow us to see this because she was not cognizant. And so in Christmas, every kid in the neighborhood opened up gifts, and we had a tree full of gifts, but it was sad. The only gift that I wanted was to have my mom back at home with me. Same thing for New Year's. So that allowed me to just say, you know what? My mom worked vice president of an insurance company in Century City, a stellar area. She was amazing, and she still is. But the things that happened in her life, it affected me drastically. So much so that I saw my mom become who she asked us not to be like, where we had everything to having absolutely nothing. And I just, for me, I will not allow anyone to hold the pen in writing the story of my life. I will not subscribe to it. I just know, you guys, that truly, if it's to be, it's up to me. And I believe that when you truly want, when you truly desire, when it's in your know, when it's not here, when it's not based on what you heard or what you saw, but it's your vision, not your eyesight, not what you see, but your vision. Your vision that God gave you for your life. Like, I truly believe that I am destined for more. And I know that life will knock us down. But you guys, I'm here to tell you that you just got to get back up, give your own self CPR. I self-administered myself CPR because I knew that there was so much more to life. And I didn't want to just exist. I want to live. And I can tell you that being in the projects, catching 3 buses to college, because I knew it would be greater later. And sometimes we have to sacrifice for what we want. Because if you don't sacrifice for what you want, Neesha, soon what you want becomes a sacrifice. And I was always taught the best way to reach success was through the hands of education. And so that's exactly what I did. I graduated from USC Keck School of Medicine. I am a PA by trade, made ridiculous money straight out of college. But I also realized that I was chronically unemployable. You guys, I am so rebellious. It's ridiculous. I got an hour lunch. I would take 2 hours. And I'm not asking anyone to do that. I'm not saying doing it. I'm saying that it's irresponsible. But there was something inside of me that would not allow me to conform. And I'm going to tell you that if you have a young kid that doesn't do well in school, please do not automatically say they have ADHD and give them pills. I'm saying they're creative. They're a leader. Please do not allow that to happen, you guys. Put your child where they belong. Allow them to be creative. Allow them to use their imagination. Think about this. Walt Disney, they told him that he would never amount to anything, that he lacked imagination. Yeah. And he became a billionaire from a mouse in a dress. Get out of here. I'm done. I'm out of here right now. I'm done. Like, he became a billionaire from a mouse, a little rat with a dress on. It's called Minnie Mouse.
That is the truth. Well, you know what? And I think about this. So let's just give yourself a title, because I know you have the 6-figure incubator. I'm not sure if that's the name of the business or the Bottom Line Queen, but what is
the name of my business is Royalty Coaching.
Royalty Coaching. Okay.
Royalty Coaching is the name of my LLC. And under that, Royalty Coaching is a panoply. And for those of you, panoply just means the overarching thing. Royalty Coaching is the panoply. That is my business. However, I have different verticals. And I encourage you to do exactly the same. You guys, I am all about multiple streams of income. Multiple streams of income. Do not put yourself in a little box. Do not allow people to give you titles. I'm a bottom line strategist. I get to the bottom line. If your goal is to make 5 figures, I'm going to write out how we're going to do it. I'm going to give you not just a product or a service to sell. I'm going to give you a marketing badass engine behind it, because that's what matters. That's what matters, ladies. That is the bottom line. How are you going to get people to that blog, to that podcast, to that website, to buy that book, to get on that show? How are you going to do that? And marketing means money. Marketing means money. And there are so many women that are ashamed of selling. We don't want to feel salesy because it feels like we're pushing ourselves onto people. Yes. And I'm here to tell you that sales, if you know how to sell, you will never be broke in your life. And I can teach you ways to sell without being salesy, without selling your soul, and without sacrificing your friends and your family to do so.
Okay, so that is really good, and it's really rich what you're saying. I want to ask you a question, and this is a question that I've thought about, and I use this term quite often. How when you started out, Tina, did you actually just grow from your warm market, like family and friends, or how do you recommend that coaches and people, business owners, move outside of their circle to attract more? Like, what were some of the things you do? Because you don't just wake up and you're just attracted to you. How would you recommend that people actually, especially so many coaches and people have businesses, to actually move outside of the circle, that's just, the attraction of 100 people or whatever?
I love that question, so much so that that's exactly what I do in a 6-figure incubator. Right now, I have them doing a 21-day video challenge. And if you're listening, you guys, I encourage you to go live on Facebook. It doesn't have to be, be live stream. It doesn't have to be any of those things. I just simply want you to go live on Facebook. Let me tell you why. Video. TikTok, what? Video.
Right.
Reels on Instagram, video. YouTube even came out with something called YouTube Shorts. And if you're on YouTube and if you're maximizing that, I want you guys to literally start doing shorts. I mean, there's so many things that I teach in a 6-figure incubator, but I don't want you to go to your warm audience. You know why? They've already put you in this little box, this little bitty box of what they think you are. Either you're that aunt, that mother, that grandmother, you're the person who owed them $5. They know all of your backstory. You're the person that has a broken relationship, the divorcee, or whatever. They already put you in that box. and they don't see you who you are. People do see you as you were and not who you are. And so I'm going to encourage you to go for the cold market. The cold market is where it is. You know why? Because people don't care what you look like. They don't care your size. They don't care if you graduated, if you dropped out. They just want you to solve their problem, to solve their pain. And society has taught us, Neesha, how to make six figures in 12 months, in a year. So it's unfathomable to make six figures in 45 days like I did. It's unfathomable to make a six-figure income in 6 months or 10 months or in 1 month.
Wow.
It's unheard of because we've been indoctrinated to believe that. And
Right.
it's not what you learn, it's what you have to unlearn, because there's so much junk. So when you talk about selling and your warm market, yes, there'll be some people that will buy some, but here's the deal. Here is the deal. I want you guys to think about the people that are searching for what you have. Your vibe attracts your tribe. That is so true. So
that's good. Your vibe attracts your tribe. That's
so
so good.
whatever you have to offer, whatever problem you're solving, because that's where money is. It's all about solving a problem, either solving a problem or giving someone pleasure. That's the only reasons why we buy, pain or pleasure. There's nothing else. And I don't care what anyone else says. I know that people buy for pain or pleasure, period. Think about, what was the last thing you bought, Neesha? What was the last thing you purchased that you can think about? Either online, in person. What's the last thing you bought?
I bought some jars to hold olive oil in.
Okay, so what problem did it solve? Why did you want the jar to hold the olive oil?
Aesthetically pleasing. I don't know.
That's right. Aesthetically pleasing, that's pleasure.
Right.
Aesthetically pleasing is pleasure.
Right.
So the last item I bought was a book about, I just wrote a book. I mean, I just wrote a book. But anyway, I bought a book about business credit, because there's so many women that, you know, they want to make six figures. I'm like, hey, let's do it. We got to get you established in business credit, because I don't want anyone that's a part of the six-figure incubator to use their personal credit for nothing. I want everything in their business credit, because they file bankruptcy, then I'm not going to say they're not responsible for it, but I'm going to say it's not going to be on their personal credit.
Okay.
If they want a car, I want them to get it in their business name. If they want a townhouse, a condo, a buyout house, I want it in their business name or in a trust. But anyway, there's so many things. So that was the last book I bought, and that solved pain point for me, because there was, I don't want the average knowledge that everyone's running around talking about. I like the high level knowledge. And that's why all of my mentors are, you know, extremely wealthy, who have beat the system. Yes, I said beat the system. There's nothing wrong with beating the system. If you get mad at Donald Trump for paying $750 in taxes and not going to jail, let me tell you why. It's legal. He knows the system. And it's okay to be a copycat as long as you copy the right cat. Okay. Don't get upset because we do not know the laws. We do not know the loopholes that were written, because, you know, they're written for the elitists. And so just be a copycat, learn the exact same things. And so that's what I'm doing in my business credit. I'm exposing some of those secrets because I use them.
Wow. Well, you know, I was thinking about this. I remember you sharing the story about how you had to go to this island to this business summit or something. And you said you went above and beyond every dollar you had to make sure you made it there to sit amongst the great. And I guess I want you to share how important it is to invest in yourself, and to what extreme, you know, to begin to invest in yourself, to say, you know what, I need to make this conference, or I need to go to this training, or I need to purchase this item. What would you say, how would you encourage people to say what type of investments they need to make in terms of just to obtain the goals that they're setting, in terms of becoming that millionaire? Tina's a millionaire, you guys, just in case
knock it off, you guys.
Well, I'm just saying, like, one of the things I remember,
I make a lot of money.
Like, Neesha, you just want to sit around and just keep being nice to people and smiling at them and interviewing them, or do you want to make some money? So I said, oh my goodness. So she will challenge you. The six-figure incubator, you guys, y'all need to go and look that up immediately on all social media platforms, as well as I'm sure you can look at sixfigureincubator.com or something like that.
Follow me on all things social at Tina D. Lewis, TINAD as in Diva, Lewis, LEWIS, you guys, because here's the thing, Neesha, she asked me about investing, and I believe, and you guys, listen, this is from somebody who was poor. This investing in yourself is a matter of life and death. a matter of life and death. I want you to write that down. Investing in myself is a matter of life and death. Yes, it's a matter of life and death. So Neesha talked about me going on an island, but before I got to invest in that large amount that I'm going to share with you in a moment, you know what happened? You guys, my first investment, big investment, was $6,000, and it was for a program called First Million. I invested $6,000. I didn't have it. I saw the man on stage. I was crying. My palms were sweating. My legs was shaking like this, you know, because it was, my body knew it physiologically and psychologically. I knew I had to do it, but I didn't have it. I didn't know where I was going to get it from. You guys, I was crying. I went into the hallway and began to do some creative financing. I'm talking about, I called everybody in my phone from A P to the letter P until I ran across one of my mentors that I love and adore. And he said yes. And when he said yes, you guys, I didn't hear the yes, because we're always expecting a no. We're always expecting a no.
That's true.
So I didn't hear the yes. And I was still going on how I would pay it back, how I would pay $1,000 a month or $500 or $200 a month, how I would, that I missed the yes, where he had to say, Tina, I said yes. I was like, you charged it on a credit card and, you know, paid him back monthly. But you guys, invest in that $6,000, because get this, I had never had $6,000 at one time, nor had I paid $6,000 for anything that I could not live in or drive. So it was new to me, but I took that leap, not that leap of faith, but that leap in fear. I was scared, but I did it anyway. So take that leap of fear, because you're scared. I get it. I was too. And don't think about what happens if it doesn't work. Think about what happens if it does.
It does work. Yeah, that's so good.
And that was that $6,000, Neesha. That was the first thing. And the island you're talking about is Necker Island with billionaire Sir Richard Branson. I went with an organization called Business Chicks. And you guys, I was like, yeah, I'm going. But when I see the price point in my email, they said submit 25,000, not 2,500, not $25, not 250, $25,000. I was like, I looked at my email like this. Whoa, like, are they talking to me? And so, you know what, you guys, I'm like, I thought about, you know, why I needed to be on that island, the people that were going to be there, that I needed to be in the room. I needed to be in the room. And so sometimes, you guys, you got to pay to be in the room. It's called pay to play. You got to pay to play. And so I took out my American Express, and you guys get this. You remember American Express Platinum? It's due at one lump sum. It's due at one lump sum. So I didn't know how I was going to pay it. I thought about all the options, that what happens if it doesn't work? What happens if I charge this and I can't pay it back? I'm going to have bad credit. They're going to close my American Express Platinum. But what happens if it works? So you guys, I went to Necker Island simply to be in the presence of Sir Richard Branson, a billionaire multiple times, who has over 25 companies that are all billion-dollar companies, who I just needed to be there. I just needed to be there. And amongst the other women of Business Chicks, like, I had to be there with those women who were multimillionaires, who were running these Fortune 500 and 5,000 companies. And you guys, I felt out of place. But you know what? There's something about me that will never shake me. I always show up as if I belong there. And to get that, you guys, I want you to show up as if you were meant to be there. Show up as if it's your show. And that's exactly how I showed up, you guys. So much so that there's a story that I'll tell at a different time, but to respect the integrity of this particular Zoom, you guys, I'm telling you this. You got to do three things. One, you got to show up like you were meant to be there. Two, you got to invest like it's life or death, because it is life or death. If you invest in yourself, your business will live. And our goal, all of us, is to create something that will outlast us. We have to leave our family, our legacies, something more than clothes, a car, and debt. And the third thing, you guys, and the third and final thing is, listen, you got to connect with me, because the things that I've invested thousands to tens of thousands to hundreds of thousands of dollars for masterminds, mentorship, all the rooms that I've been in, the places, I want to pour it into you. I can't take it with me. I can only tell the people that will listen, right? And so I really, really, really want to just empty myself into other people, especially people just like Neesha and her network.
And let me tell you about Tina. I got to slow. I'm gonna reschedule my appointment, because we were right the Lord gave her the summit right in the middle of my appointment. So I didn't get my appointment, but I'm coming for my. But you see, the question is, what would you recommend having in place before moving from corporate 9 to 5 to full-time entrepreneur? What would you recommend?
Excellent. That is my favorite. I am a fan of firing your boss. I am a fan of firing your boss. Yes, I'm a fan of that. I'm a fan of calling in well, like calling your job and say, hey, just want to let you know I'm not coming today. Well, is everything okay? Are you sick? No, I feel great. I'm well. I'm just not coming there. So I want you to call in well. I want you to fire your boss. So early stage entrepreneurs and people transitioning from corporate is my mojo. And so what I would recommend is that you build your business while you have your job. Work your job until your job becomes your dream. Work your job until your job becomes your dream. Like right now, people say, oh, I don't work. I don't have a job. No, I have a job. I'm working my dream. That's my job. I wake up when I'm done sleeping. I, look at the water. I get in my Tesla, and it's not about the material things, you guys, but I can tell you this. It's about the options. The option that I have to take care of my mom who's in assisted living. The option to not need a 21-day advance flight. The option that if I don't feel good, I'm not doing anything. And I can tell you that you will work. You won't work 9 to 5. You'll work from, listen, you'll get this, you guys. You will work from 8 to faint, from 8 in the morning until you faint. I will fall asleep at the computer, you guys, because I'm working my dream and it is my legacy. And so I'm going to give you 3 things because I love giving actionable steps that you can do before leaving your job. Number 1, what kind of product or business would you like to offer? Who would you like to serve? Those are a few questions that I would love for you to answer. And if you don't know any of that, it's okay, because guess what, you guys? I have free digital downloads. I have things that I wrote that you can white label, meaning I wrote it, so it's beast, right? But I will recreate it with your name and your title on it. It's called white labeling. Everyone does it and it's totally okay. It's a white label. So I sell some things for $97, $297. You can take exactly what I created and sell it for less or sell it for more. It does not matter, but it's called white labeling. Because here's the deal, you guys. We got to stop trading hours for dollars. If you do not automate or delegate your business, then you're a slave. In every aspect of the word. Do not stop creating stuff from scratch. If you want to open up a Shopify store and you want to have some products so you can drop ship it so you don't have to warehouse it in your garage, I can show you that. But number 1, think about the people that you want to serve. Do you want to solve someone's pain of divorce, or you want to solve their pleasure of being blissfully married? Do you want to solve someone's pain of being overweight, or do you want to solve their problem of staying healthy and eating better food? So it's about pain or pleasure. That's number 1. Number 2, I would like for you to get not a domain name. That's what bothers me. A lot of people from where I'm from, I'm talking about me. I'm not talking about you guys that are experts, but a lot of people from where I'm from, we go by a domain name and say we have a business. No, babe, it's deep. No, sis, it's deeper than that. I want you to establish your business as a bona fide business. And I know a lot of people want LLCs, and that's great. But how are you going to be taxed as an LLC? No one thinks about that. You can have an LLC, but you'll be paid and paying taxes like a sole proprietor, which is absolutely a no-no. So you want to have an LLC, but you want to be taxed as an S or a C Corp. And I know that's a little bit too much, but you want that taxation that's going to protect what you build, where you pay little taxes. Anyway, I'll talk about that in the 6-figure incubator. But so that's the second thing, right? So I want you to think of your name, get your domain, but I want you to get your EIN as well, because the day that you get your EIN is a day that for the government and for grant purposes and loan purposes,
yes,
when you start your business. And there's so many people that's missing out on the PPE, the EIDL, and all of these alphabet grants that are free. I say free money. It's a grant. It's free money. And some of the loans are forgivable. But if you don't know, or you don't have that knowledge that the loan is forgivable, then you're not going to get a $49,000 loan, a $20,000 loan, and not have to pay it back because you allocated the funds properly. You guys, there are so many things that I learned the hard way. Let me tell you, because those of you are probably listening like, oh my gosh, she has it all together. No, sweetie. I've had cards repossessed. I've been evicted. I've had a tax lien. I've had bad credit. And so it's not how you start, it's how you finish. It's not how you start, it's how you finish. And I am committed, laser focused on helping every single woman that is attached to me. Everything attached to me wins. I promise you, everything that I touch turns to gold or sold. And I am going to help numerous women. My goal is to help, get this, 100,000 women make $100,000. Period, point blank. Period, point blank. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Back over to you, Neesh.
Well, you know what? Look, we all need to get our monies and pay it for our session today, you guys. The six-figure incubator that has been coached with us today. Tina has coached us today on some very amazing nuggets of what we can do. So I am so grateful for the gift that you are. I'm looking forward to connecting with you. I'm actually coming to LA in May, so I'm going to look for you. But tell us how people can get in touch with you and how they can get a part of your program.
Okay, awesome. You guys go to the sixfigureincubator.com. It's an intake form. I just want to know if you have a product, if we need to create you one. Are you an author? Would you like to be one? I just want to find out which vehicle, which vertical to put you in so we can gross that six-figure income. You know, I mean, it's going to start with us just making $1,000 and $5,000 and $10,000. But if you're coachable, if you're hungry, before you go to the six-figure incubator, can we put that down at the screen instead of the Tina D. Lewis? Can we put the sixfigureincubator.com at the bottom of the screen? Awesome. Thank you. The six-figure incubator. Before you go there, I just want to tell you who it's not for, because I want to be very clear. Everything is not for everybody. And I totally understand that. And so even you may not hire me to be your coach or to get you six figures. It's the number 6. The number 6.
Okay.
Okay. Awesome. It's both of them. It's fine. Okay. So listen, you may not hire me, but get a mentor. But this is who my program is not for. It is not for the lazy. It is not for people who blame. It is not people that don't take personal responsibility. It's not for people that don't want to work on their own goal, on their own dream. It is not for people who don't communicate. It is not for people who truly don't want to make 6 figures, right? But let me tell you who it is for. It is for that woman, that entrepreneur that's sick and tired of being sick and tired. It is for the person that says, you know what, I know I deserve more. I know I deserve more. It is for that person that says, you know what, I'm working my full-time job, but I know for a fact that I have to build something on my own. It's for that person that says, you know what, Tina, you tell me what to do and I'll do it. It is for that person that says, you know what, I want to pay off all my debt. I want a great FICO score, and I want to build business credit. That's who it's for. It's for that person that says, I don't want to hand out, I want to hand up. That's who the six-figure incubator is for. And I am 1,000% committed to helping you get exactly that. And there's some things that I'm going to apologize in advance. I'm sorry. I'm going to have you do some things that are non-traditional, you've never heard of. And you're going to be like, I don't know, I never heard of it. I'm just going to say, move out of your way and just trust me until I give you a reason not to. Just trust me. Just trust me. You may be in relationships and I'm going to say, you know what? We need to have you a book, a podcast, and a coloring book. You're going to be like, a coloring book? Yes. Because kids need to know how to have a relationship.
That's right.
And have friends. And so there's so many other things that I could talk about, Neesha. Thank you. Just thank you for having me, you guys. There are authors who have a book and they're proud to be an author, but they're not making any money. They're not making any money. Like, it's called best-selling author.
Tina, that's not very I'm gonna learn to be a best-selling author.
It's called best-selling. You have to sell. Right? It's not called.
That's right.
It's not called best looking like the beautiful Neesha. It's not called the best looking.
So funny, so nice.
We gotta sell books.
This has been so rich, you guys, and I'm so grateful you took the time out of your busy schedule to just pour into us and pour into the people that we are connected with through social media. But out of all the things you're proud of, before we end, and people, we're going to put the sixfigureincubator.com back up, because we definitely want you to connect with Tina. But out of all the things you're proud of, tell us what you're proud of most.
Wow, that's something that I would have to think about. But off the top of my head right now, the most thing that I am proud of is simply just taking risk. I am so proud that I had enough faith and enough courage to simply take a risk, because I would have never thought in a million years, you guys, I never thought listen, I lived in the projects. I was on welfare. I had cars repossessed. I had bad credit, right? All of that. And I never thought, I used to drive, Neesha, almost like 45 minutes to like an hour. I used to drive to this place called Marina Del Rey because it's beautiful. And I used to drive over here just to eat and to bring my daughter, to expose her to a different environment. And I remember driving over here saying, one day I'm going to live there. One day I'm going to live there. And I never knew how it would happen. And so for me, waking up to look at the view.
Wow, it's beautiful. Beautiful, Tina.
For me to be able to wake up and look at the water coming out of my bedroom, you guys, that's all I asked for. I just wanted God to give me something different. I knew there was more. And if you are struggling and you're doing everything that you can do and you still can't get to where you want to be, I'm saying hire a coach. Find someone who's been where you are, who understand your struggle, because everyone is not for everybody. So I can't say I had it handed to me, but I can show you how to work for it. And I can help you break that learning curve where I made the mistakes. I've lost the money where you don't have to. And so, Neesha, I am honored. I am so grateful to God that he just instilled that bulldog tenacity in me, that I would not quit no matter what, that I will not quit. And I can tell you guys, it's not over until you quit. It's not over until you quit. But here's a flip side of that. It's not over till you win. It is not over until you win. And if you haven't won yet, it is your winning season and you get to declare it. You get to declare it. And so if I have to leave you with anything, my parting words would be either you're all in or you're in the way. Either you're all in or you're in the way, because we got to stop playing small, stop tiptoeing, stop being apologetic. You guys, that's my story. I can't change my story. So I don't care if people know my past, because we all have a blemished past, but we have a promised future. So either you're all in or you're in the way. And if you don't believe in yourself, I want you to borrow my belief, because I, Tina D. Lewis, the Bottomline Queen, I believe in you. Back over to you, Neesha. Mwah.
Thank you so much, Tina. So blessed by you today. Thank you so much. And I will definitely be in touch. I'm going to send you an email and connect with you. You guys have been so rich. Check out the sixfigure.com. We are blessed, and we speak the blessings of the Lord continually as you begin to change lives and change people's mindsets, and just encouraging women all over the world to be a blessing and don't be all in or get out of the way. Thank you so much, Tina. Bless you, and I'll talk to you soon.
Yes, love you guys. Love you guys. And before I go, Neesha, one thing. The people that are listening, I want you to do one thing today that's going to get you closer to your goal. Do not waste your time. You guys, time is our most valuable asset. It is our most valuable asset, and we have zero excuses, because somebody somewhere took exactly what you're going through and won with it. And that's my story. I'm sticking to it. Back over to you, Neesha. Bye-bye.
Thank you. You guys, we have a second interview coming up pretty soon. So give us a minute. We're resetting to Neesha's network today, a double segment. We know that was amazing. We'll see you in a few minutes.
Yeah. Oh, we